Hey guys, welcome to another video at Ground Zero Vibes, where we discuss real topics that help us make better life decisions. I wish I had a me when I was coming up, so I am here for you. I already did it, so you don't have to. And in this video, we're going to talk about self-shrinking. I'm not sure if this is an actual concept, but what I'll describe it as is minimizing yourself and try not to become a burden to people. And you do it without even knowing if you're an actual burden or not. It's sort of like making yourself and your issues, your problems, and your needs shrink so that you could be of some sort of convenience to people around you, so that it won't seem like you need anything, or so that it won't seem like dealing with you or even your celebratory time will be a bother. You don't want to be a bother to people, so you self shrink. And when you self shrink, people follow your lead. So because you make your issues and your needs unimportant, other people follow suit. Like I said before, we teach people how to treat us, and nobody is gonna go out of their way to make sure that you have all of your needs met, or you have a really good time, or whatever the case is, whatever it is that you're shrinking about, especially if you're an adult. Now, if you're a child, you may have experienced in childhood people minimizing your needs or not meeting your needs, or going through life without having your needs fulfilled by your guardian or the adults around you. And that could go into your adulthood, which makes you shrink, which makes you be a person that shrinks. But over here, we like to grow. We like to fix our own problems. We like to have self-solutions. So I implore you to stop shrinking yourself. Stop minimizing your needs. I give you the permission to state your needs as clear. Everyone has needs. And I'm willing to bet that if you're the type of person that self-shrinks, you're not a burden. And if you are around people that make you feel like a burden, even though you are a person that self-shrinks, you're around people that like to keep you in a shrunken state. So yes, during upbringing, you may have had parents that overlooked your needs, or didn't make sure that you had proper fitting clothes, certain things of that nature. Sometimes you may have went hungry, and I hope I'm not being extreme when I say that, but in a lot of cases it could have been hunger, it could have been ill-fitting clothes and shoes and things of that nature, the little details that were overlooked in your upbringing. And you learn to deal with it. It's like, oh, I'm still alive, so I don't necessarily need things, and I don't need people to get them for me. If I can't get them for myself, then I'll just do without it, or do without the celebration, or do without whatever. A lot of people that self-shrink, they have a hard time celebrating things like their birthdays and events where they're in the spotlight. They don't like the spotlight a lot because they're unsure of how to act in the spotlight. And, shining a light on someone's vulnerability, such as being in the spotlight when they're not used to it, is uncomfortable. So they don't like to celebrate things like their birthday and things of that nature. So self-shrinking is very damaging. So I implore you to, if you have needs, let's just start small. Any need that you can call on someone to help you meet, call on that person. And then you'll start teaching yourself that, I'm not such a burden. And if you are around people that make you feel like a burden, even after calling on them, and, you're the type of person that self-shrink. I'm not talking about those that just reach out to everybody and always asking other people to solve their problems. I'm not talking about those type of people. If you're someone that self-shrinks and you reach out to those around you, and they make it seem like, oh, no, I don't want to do that, or why can't we just, or I just want to, I don't want to. If that is the case, then you may have to go where you're celebrated. Reach out to others, and, you just see those people as, okay, they may want to keep me in a shrunken state. Now, I'm not saying that people that want to keep you in a shrunken state all operate out of maliciousness. I don't think that a lot of people are consciously trying to shrink you. I just feel as though some people don't consider others well. And with you growing out of a shrunken state, it sort of shakes things up and shakes up the dynamics and changes things for people who are uncomfortable with you being someone who has actual needs, like I don't know, a human being. So don't self-shrink. Take your needs into consideration. Make your needs known. No one can know. And then also sometimes it might not be a matter that people want you in a shrunken state as much as they just genuinely don't know that you need something. Everybody's not a mind reader. Most people are wrapped up in their own world, in their own needs. So if you don't open your mouth, a closed mouth don't get fed. And then you really can't blame others for not acting upon something that you may have needed or wanted to do if they didn't know. So if you reached out to people and you were still met with this like closed gate, just take that into consideration. Like, okay, they may want to keep me in a shrunken state. They may be too engulfed in their own thing. But I just say for you, not to look outside of yourself. I'm just saying for you to not shrink yourself, because it begins with us. It begins with how we treat ourselves. Even if you had to meet your own needs, sometimes people don't even meet their own needs when they need something. They'll go with their needs unmet from something that they themselves can provide themselves. That's self-shrinking. So I'm not trying to say, make other people do things for you, because we cannot control other people. But what we can do is control ourselves. Self-mastery is what we're about over here. We're about mastering ourselves. And so that means to not shrink down. That means to not hunch over and not stand tall and needing and celebrating and just taking up space, being a person. So if you have issues self-shrinking, we'll talk more about that. It all ties together, because what I want to do with this channel is I don't want to just point the finger at other people and talk about what other people do to me that was toxic, that make me the way that I am. I don't want to just rest on that. I want to dig deep into the core of self to see why we do the things that we do to and with ourselves that we can change. Because once you change something in yourself, it's like a domino effect. You start attracting people that treat you as tenderly and as gently as you start to treat yourself. If you treat yourself like you don't matter, or it doesn't matter that your needs are met, you'll start attracting people that treat you in that same dismissive way. So, are you a self-shrinker? Do you know someone who shrinks themselves? Is it difficult when certain holidays or celebrations or events come up for you and you don't know how to receive? Could it be that? Let's discuss it in the comments. I'll check you later. Bye-bye. Shawty, I'm stepping up my game for real, doing something to me. Game for real, doing